Bees Golf Studio presents Tip It Out Podcast. Here are your hosts, Brenden, Blake, and Noah.
All right, boys, back like we never left, even though we left for a month. A lot to unpack here.
For a month.
Lot has happened in the golf world, Nebraska world. What do you guys want to lead with, huh? Should we talk anything surprising we've seen in the last month, or takeaways from last month? What have you guys seen in the golf world, or anything?
I was looking. What did Charlie Wood shoot again at his little qualifier?
83.
Same as me, 81.
81.
That's what I was gonna say. I was
So
like,
we're about
I
the
was
same
looking
level.
at this little tournament that Brenden played in, and saw he shot an 81. I mean, I'm surprised at how well you played.
Yeah, create it.
Usually it's like 87, 88, but
No,
I'm glad you stuck
normally.
yourself out there a little bit,
Yeah, it just you get into tournament play and you just got to step up. I mean, there's nothing more you can do. You just got to be mentally sound. And then when your time comes and you got that 6-footer for bogey, you just can't miss it. So we had a couple missed bogeys out there. But overall, I mean, just absolutely created for that 81. I don't think I could have played any better. So yeah, I mean, I can just leave it at that, dude.
So was your tied for 51st the same as Tom Kemp's 10 under tied for 51st, or is that...
Yeah, we
basically the same player, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look back at the earnings, they're about the same. I think he probably made 25 grand this week. I think I made that too. I think they said the check's coming. Because they wanted to do direct deposit, but I kind of Happy Gilmore, and it was like, yo, just give me the big check. So I got to work with the bank on getting that cash. Not sure if it's going to go through, but we'll see how it goes. But you know what? I played with Tom a couple decades ago when we were both coming up, and I think we both shot about 62 on course, and I hit 20 greens in regulation that day.
So are we gonna stop with this bullshit that's going on right now? Because I almost put the bib on just to represent a little bit. Fuck yeah, I was pissed they didn't steal the last two.
Yeah, that'll be fun though. The more we play, and you just like steal them, and you got them hanging up on the wall.
I'm still really upset about the first two that I didn't take. Well,
I think the
one,
second one. Which Country Club we didn't have?
The second one we didn't have bibs.
The first one was a USGA one though.
It was a sick one, and they're like, "Yeah, we were walking. They're like, we need the bib." From the caddy perspective, if we're gonna get into this U.S. Open qualifier that Brenden tried to compete in at Crestview and Wichita, sick course. Lead off at that.
Fun course.
Played the North one. Super cool track.
Top 5 course we talked about if it was in perfect condition. Wasn't really in perfect condition, but
wasn't perfect condition, but like just the layout and the aspect of the way that the course makes you play is just cool. I want to go for the Corn Ferry event just to see how everything is done and how those guys play that.
Pairings fork over the 500 bones.
Our pairings is for the Monday
Monday queue. Shoot 75, maybe get in.
The dudes we played with were sick. Had a kid that was at K-State EMA, and then another dude from Texas that just absolutely said that he'll never play in a qualifier in the state of Texas ever. Dudes are cool. But kind of going to pick on Brenden here a little bit. So we had a game plan that we kind of talked about during the practice round the day before. Might as well have not even talked about a game plan in the practice round the day before.
No. There was 2 holes we went against the game plan.
There was
2 holes.
There was a couple shots that I wish we would have had back. because I definitely know one of them cost us a stroke. And
which one?
Hole 11. Hole 11 has this huge tree on the left side of the fairway, and it kind of doglegs left a little bit uphill. It's drivable with a really good drive, but it has to be a really good drive. You flare it right, you're kind of in the shit. You pull it left, you're in the shit.
It's trees. It's not really shit.
Anyways, we talked about hitting just hybrid up there and flicking a wedge up, and you make four, but it gives you a good chance for 3. B-Dog over here decides that he's just going to blitz driver. And
it wasn't a bad driver.
It wasn't a bad
20 yards pin high left of the green.
Wasn't a bad swing. Wasn't a bad swing at all. Had a branch hanging out in front with a bunker underneath of it. And
to carry it like 15 yards.
And the pin was way back. Funks. Well, first of all, he makes me run up to the bunker, grab the rake, move the rake.
Well, it's right where I wanted to land it.
I moved the rake to the right of this bunker. Didn't hate the thought process. He either hit a 50 or a pitching wedge, just kind of bump it up. I think he ended up hitting 50.
Just rose up the face.
Rose up the face, smokes his tree trunk, damn near hits the rake I just moved.
I mean, I don't think driver cost us a stroke there. I think my poor chipping ability cost us a stroke there.
No, I think positioning. I think you hit a good hybrid. We're fine.
But I mean, at that point, I was kind of pressing a little bit. I think I was over 5 over at that point, trying to.
And that was happen. Can't take much away from it. Super sick shot on number 7 is the other one we're going to talk about. We'll say some good. So 7 is a very unique golf hole. You basically take it over water, have to carry it 285 to this little fairway that if you hit it on the right side of this little section of the fairway, you could bounce and go into another little pond. Or you hit a 3-wood, most likely, down the right.
Which we did in the practice round.
Did on the practice run, hit a 3-wood to the right. You got like an 8-iron into this real weird, funky looking green. It's just kind of horizontal and kind of slopes from more the left side towards the right. Very unique hole. The other 2 guys are teeing off before us. The one dude smokes driver, really good spot. Next guy hits driver. Brenden has 3-wood in his hand. He's like, you know what? Let's try to hit the driver.
You asked me if I wanted to hit the driver.
So
fuck it.
Wait, but why were the other guys teeing off before you on that hole?
Because they made birdie. I missed a 4-footer for birdie or 5-footer for birdie. It was part.
Yeah, I had a really good birdie chance before. So
yeah, call me out, Noah.
Brenden,
I was just letting all these other guys know. Maybe they don't know the rules of golf.
Brenden steps up. We end up deciding. We decide as a team. The driver was the play here. I've never seen Brenden stand over a golf ball for so long before swinging. In that sense, hits this block slice queefer onto this right section fairway, like insane. Like bailed out perfectly. It was perfectly fine. I think we ended up making par. But one of those shots that we probably could have stuck with our game plan, probably still could have made par, but it was whatever. I saw some really good golf from Brenden. We had some troubles early on. And I think that kind of set the tone to the struggles throughout the whole day. So that's a tough deal there. Other than that, I think it was really good. Buried some putts with that arm lock that we're rocking, and kind of down. Yeah, no, it was super fun. I enjoy caddying and doing that. I had to rush back from Wichita to try to get to men's league that Monday night. Missed the first 3 holes and couldn't get myself out of like that caddying mindset of like aim at this tree. Let's like try to hit this. Let's try to do that. put on a pure ball striking performance. Took max score 4 times. 3 of them were because I missed the holes. So that was sick. Had to put a 45 on my gin, which is gross.
Why would you have to put a 45 on your gin? You didn't play 9 holes.
It automatically does it. They just insert everything.
But
that's good when it comes to like member guest time.
Yeah. But too bad we can't play in it this year.
No, not this year. But yeah, overall, just got to get playing in the more because mentally it was just I didn't have it. Couldn't commit to any shots. Really struck the ball well in the practice round. Hitting 6-iron from 190 to 200 on the par threes, and then stepping up in the actual round, trying to convince Blake I need to hit 4-iron or 3 hybrid to get there, just because I couldn't swing the club. But yeah, hit 4 fairways, 5 greens, so really not just missed score anyway. But 9 over par, 7 of them were on 3 holes. So all in all, it is what it is. A lot of people don't even play in these. I enjoy the competition, and if I would have putted, I hit the ball. If I would have hit the ball like I did in the practice round and putted like I did in the actual round, under par was in play. But
and that's the thing too, is like you look at it, dude was 6 deep that won it, but qualified just 3 under. Like it wasn't out of reach.
No.
Where years prior when we've done this, it's out of, like, I'm not saying like in a bad way, but it's out of reach. Dudes are qualifying at 5 deep, and alternates are also 5 deep. It's like crazy.
Well, that's like the dude from Dallas said that we played with. He shot even par, I think. He drives from Dallas because he goes, I won't play in anything in Dallas because they play an easy course and you got to go 9-10 under to qualify. And he goes, it's just I can't do that, so he doesn't. It was funny yesterday. I set up a booth for Beach Golf Studio in Sterling, Kansas, and this guy came up and was talking to me. And I was like, "Yeah, so you golf or whatever?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm actually a PGA pro too, down in Dallas." And I kind of told him that. He was talking about how he played. He goes, "Yeah, I like to say I'm the top, or I'm the bottom of the top third every tournament or whatever." So he's basically like, top 3, but not very good. But he told me this. He goes, the last U.S. Open qualifier he ever played in, down in Dallas, he careered it, shot 66. Was like the first one off. Waited until the end of the day, and he goes, "Yeah, I got a chance. 66, whatever that be, 4, 5, or 6 under, whatever the par was." And he goes, 9 guys came in at 62. So he wasn't even close when he shot 66. So it's a different breed of golf, but it's fun. Speaking on a different breed of golf, I'll go ahead and touch on my little caption there. That is another tournament that yours truly has picked the best out of everybody else as far as our one and done. So hopefully just kind of climbing ahead of you boys. Hopefully get a nice little cushion in that. So
you're muted, but it didn't hear a single thing you just said.
Yeah. So, but also Nelly Corda, Scotty Scheffler. It's been a while since we talked. Been a while since we've been on here, so we got to touch on that.
Seriously.
You think Scotty comes out next tournament he plays? The next one he's going to play in the PGA, or is there another one he's going to play? Is it next week and then PGA?
This next week's the elevated event.
Oh yeah.
So he either has to play in it, or it's the only one he can miss, or something.
Yeah, I imagine he plays because they're both not really, but down in North Carolina. I don't think he would skip Quail.
No.
Okay. This week's Myrtle Beach, isn't it?
No, it's Quail Hollow.
It's Quail Hollow?
The non-elevated event is probably Myrtle Beach.
Wells Fargo, Quail Hollow.
Yeah.
This week.
Because that's the one that...
And then next week is...
I think Myrtle Beach is the one that Wesley Bryan was mad that when he did well at Puerto Rico, he wanted to play in Myrtle Beach because it's at home, but he qualified for the elevated event or something, I think.
He's playing in Myrtle Beach.
Is he?
Yeah.
So, but Yeah, what do you think the odds of Scotty top 3 are if you're betting it this next week?
What do you think they're gonna be?
Yeah, like what, minus 110?
Something like that. It's probably about even.
You think it's minus?
Yeah,
It's
top
pretty
3.
close to. It's pretty close to even. I mean, top 5's definitely minus.
Top 10 is probably minus 400.
Top 3 might be like plus 150.
I was gonna say it's still gotta be plus. I was gonna say one.
I don't know.
300.
What was it? The last tournament he won? I think the opening line was like he was like only plus 150 or something to win, or something like
an elevated event.
Well, this next one's an elevated event too, isn't it?
Yeah,
the last one he played was an elevated.
Last one he played was elevated.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's wild, and Blake and I talked about it a little bit. The how awesome and how crazy you think Scotty's going. 2000s Tigers just on a completely different.
But
like,
it's been.
I wish I could have appreciated it a little bit more.
It is cool. I mean, I just wish I lived it. It's cool that Tiger says stuff too, though. Like Tiger made the comment. He's like, the way the guy hits the golf ball is better than anybody right now. It's not even close. He's like, if he's putting bad, he's top 10. If he's putting decent, he's in contention, and if he's putting well, he's winning it by a lot.
Yeah.
Right now, Scotty's plus 350 to win the PGA. So I mean, it's got to be even better to. So yeah, I mean, top 3 is probably right around even.
Can you imagine trying to bet Tiger back in the prime on those days? Like, it'd be so hard to bet. Like, you'd probably obviously just keep betting Tiger, but it's like
it'd be minus odds.
Like you're just risking a lot, and then like next thing you know, you're trying to take the field, and then you just get wrecked on the field. But that's just that would be nuts. I wish I could have lived that.
And then Nelly Cordy's on a whole nother level too.
Yeah, that's really cool to see happen at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I've never. That was crazy.
Between her and Scotty both doing it, like in their Scotty didn't. Oh, the one Scotty. Yeah, and the one he didn't. He missed that 4-footer in Texas, didn't he? Was that the? I don't think that was the Valera. That was the other one in there. Whatever. He missed that 4. We watched that on the way to the cruise.
Yep.
But did you guys watch any of the tournament this week?
I did. The ending was tragic. I watched a lot of it today.
Yeah, Ben. I kind of feel bad. I don't know if Ben Cole is it Ben Coles?
Yeah, Ben.
But I don't know. Has he won on tour? I don't think so.
No, he's had his tour card since 2013 too.
Damn. I mean,
I've never heard of him.
I don't know how he. Yeah, I hadn't heard of him either. I don't know how he leaves that chip shot short. I mean, you just get it on the green and 2-putt, you're in a playoff. I mean, I guess he's going for the win.
He might not have had his tour. Might not have had his tour card, but he's been pro since 2012. He's from Dallas, funny enough. But yeah, he's had 68 events played. He's made the cut in 31 of those. He has 1 runner-up, 2 top 5 finishes, 4 top 10.
Interesting.
And heartbreaking.
Yeah, that sucks. I just saw him hit his 3-wood into that bunker, and I thought we were either getting playoff or
wasn't even in the bunker. He was in the middle.
Yeah, right between the bunker.
And that's what
he definitely would have been better off in the bunker.
That's what really sucked. Was just the fluffing of it. I was at Haley's parents, and like we're getting ready to eat, and they're like, okay, like dinner's ready. So I'm like getting up, and he's like waiting to hit this shot, and then he hits it, and I just see a one-hand release. I'm like, no. And then I went and sat down and kind of just tracked it, and then didn't realize he missed a 6-footer to make a par, which rough. Huge fan of Jake Knapp. I could watch that guy
God,
swing.
it's so effortless.
Could
So
watch that.
He hits it so
187
far, and it
ball
doesn't
speed.
look like he tried.
No.
Effortless.
It's stupid.
We literally watched it, and it was just so smooth, and then it was like popped up 187 ball speed. And you're just like, that's ridiculous.
It's between this far and his swing that has to like just explode.
Yeah. He also just creates a lot of lag too. Like it looks like at the top of the swing it drops just enough and then goes.
They were saying on the broadcast too that he has that. Well, he's PHG, but he has that small driver, that TaylorMade mini driver that he uses all the time. And it's like they said, whatever week it was, the 1 week he won, it might have been, he hit that for his second shot every par 5 pretty much, and is on in 2. And then he had a par 5 today, early on, like hole 6 or 7, that he hit it, and it was pure, just deep sexual. It was so nice to watch. It was insane. I thought he had a chance today, but then he shoots a 70 and he needed to go lower.
Yeah, he had to go at least 5 to go into a playoff. But no, I'm just all in all kind of excited where golf is right now. I mean, Sundays I've been playing golf, so it's been hard for me to watch so much of it. But like Thursday, Friday, like it's kind of nice just to watch some golf. And I'm not really getting bored of it, but it's kind of fun. There's a lot of those guys you can root on, you know, just seeing different guys win. I mean, even though I think Jordan was the top player in this week or whatever, but still just fun to see all these different guys succeed and give themselves a chance. But I think we have a bunch of different new winners other than Scotty this year. But let's talk about Jordan though too. Like, is he going to figure it out? I figured if he was going to figure it out at all this year, it'd be down in Texas. I think he's minus like 148 or something in Texas since 2010, and the next closest was like 90 under or something like that. Like he just has been the best in Texas since 2010, and now he's just, I don't know, just not his year. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
It's not like he's been bad either. He can't go.
He's not in contention.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple times where he's kind of been up there a little bit, but like, and he hasn't had like a bad tournament. He just can't put it all together. But
kind of sucks.
Yeah. But let's take a quick break, guys, and let everybody know about some of that merch that we've been putting together. So we kind of did Blake's hometown in Hastings, Nebraska, kind of approached him. I'll let him talk a little bit more about it, but we got some cool merch going out to them. If you want to explain that and just kind of what we've done.
Yeah. So the guys at the club, Southern Hills in Hastings, Nebraska. So Ben and him are out there for a few years. Love that place. It's one of those that the front nine's completely different than the back nine, but architecture on the front is to die for. So just kind of going out and playing, just wearing the little hat that I have and one of the little hoodies that we have too. And they're talking to me about trying to do something with merch and advertising. And it's like, hell yeah. Like if you guys want to, we can be completely down. So Brenden and I on the way to our cruise just kind of sat in the back and got on the iPad and went to town. Super excited about some of it, most of it, all of it. It's some sick stuff. I've been kind of hogging Brenden about getting it ready and done so I can start wearing some of it because it's some cool stuff coming. I think it's just kind of the first of what we can do for the long run. I love our logo and I love our brand, and so it's kind of something I really enjoy wearing it and representing it and hoping for it to kind of grow. Just in the banter aspect of making this a little bit more fun, having an audience. So we're gonna do some stuff with Southern Hills. The two guys that kind of took over the place within the last 2 years have really grown it, and it's been a freaking awesome place to go to and hang out and what they've done. So we'll probably have Scott on on the pod and do some stuff. And they also wanted us to kind of do some stuff out there for like a tournament or something. So really looking forward to all the opportunities that we have with them. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're going to try and get that. I don't know, maybe find a way to get it where anybody can just kind of order it too, or order some stuff just in the future. But yeah, some cool stuff. Blake and I will play in a couple different tournaments there, so hopefully it'll reach out, some more people and get some more audience and have some more fun and stuff. I think one thing that would be cool too, kind of talking all the viewers and stuff, but just Blake and I have talked about playing in some of those tournaments and then maybe doing some sort of like very, very small, basic kind of YouTube golf / vlog or whatever that kind of just give you, if we were to look back on, talking about those rounds and stuff, because I'm sure it's fun to hear a little bit. I know I always like listening to people kind of talk about the rounds and stuff and when they get to Calcuttas and stuff. But that way when we're talking about it, maybe there's a little more.
Might be something we just put on like Instagram stories and stuff like that. Maybe go live for like a hole or something, or a hole or two or whatever. Just not necessarily thinking that we get a bunch of people on there, but it'd just be something cool to kind of do and reminisce on. We'll probably post merch on our social just for people to see. And if they have interest, just let us know. We have pricings pretty much set. So it's just all on getting shipping done and all that. That's kind of a bear with us because we're new to it. So
we've also kind of talked about maybe starting a TikTok too, so that would go along with holes and stuff. Like if you guys wanted to watch either, like any of us, all three of us play a hole, just to kind of see kind of where our games are at, and just so you guys are kind of familiar with what we talk about when we're talking about us. Because I know sometimes it can be like, well, I don't know anything about these guys or anything like that. So maybe we'll try to do some clips to kind of get you guys, all you guys out there to know us better and know our games, and then just know a little more into our personal lives too.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. So we'll post that on all our socials and be aware of that. Probably start sometime here soon. So.
Yeah, Noah just last week I think moved down to North Carolina, so you're at Mountain Air again, right?
Yep.
So Noah's got a pretty sick track that he's at right now that I think you guys would like to see too. I know one hole's I've seen a couple Instagrams, but Mountain Air's got a private runway that they go right next to a hole. What hole is that? Is it a par 3?
It's in between. It's technically in between like 4, 5, and 6. 4 is a par 4, 3 is a par 3, or 5 is a par 3, and then you go around the runway, and hole 6 is on the other side of the runway. So
sick.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think Noah said he's going to fly us out there.
But
so
yeah,
pay for us to come on out and go play some golf. But no, there's
for the U.S. Open.
Yeah. I think I'm playing in it. I think
you're the 51st alternate.
Yeah, like 5,000th alternate. I think I'll be like George Bryan, and I'll just show up, and I'll be the only alternate on side or something.
Him and Charlie Woods are playing rock paper scissors to see who gets in.
Yeah, God knows I wouldn't be able to beat him in anything golf. But yeah, I think just now that it's kind of getting in summer, doing a bunch of cool stuff, getting some more golf going.
Yeah, I'm jacked.
I know Blake and I are pretty excited to play in some tournaments. This is the first year we kind of have it all scheduled out, where we know where we're going to play and when we're going to play. And it'd be nice if Noah was a little bit closer, but can't really make that work. Are you going to play any section events, Noah?
I want to. I don't know if I'll be able to swing it this year, but well, at least this season. I'm sure down the road, you guys will see me. I do want to hopefully incorporate that into my life. So,
how long are you down there?
I'm seasonal, so I'll go till November here, and then I'll probably go down to South Carolina or Florida for the other season. Go back and forth for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
If you guys want to see, know the area or anything, and want to see some stuff, or just are more interested in that kind of stuff, or what it's like being a seasonal assistant. I know it's kind of dumb, but if you guys know any tracks that you want to see, I can definitely try to get on them and videotape a little bit for you guys. So
yeah, no, I think definitely we'll do a bunch of stuff. I think it'll be sweet. Get some more viewership and stuff like that. But well, is there anything major you guys want to talk about golf before we kind of move on a little bit? I mean, we can circle back a little bit more, but
let's mention Miles Russell before we move on.
Oh yeah,
that was a sweet story.
That was a sweet story.
That's 16-year-old.
15.
A 15-year-old.
We could also talk about the kid who played, Chris Kim, or whatever, who played this week, the 16-year-old.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to actually realize how hard it is to make it in professional golf, you have a 15-year-old Miles Russell who played in his first Corn Ferry Tour event 2 weeks ago. Shot 15 under for the tournament, I believe.
He got a top 25
and went off great. He was either the Saturday or Sunday. He was in fifth place at one point.
He was in fourth place at that one point in time,
and he ended up getting a sponsor exemption into the next week, and made the cut again, didn't he?
No,
I think did he just miss it?
He missed it.
It was close.
But yeah, he's kind of living it up. I know the golf social media, everybody kind of was mentioning Charlie Woods and all that for shooting 83, but those guys are the same age, and as of right now, this kid would kind of kick his ass. So
yeah, I will say though that I think we need to lay off Charlie Woods a little bit, because I get that you're Tiger Woods' kid, but I mean, the dude's only 15.
I'm not saying anything bad about Charlie. I'm saying about
I know.
The media.
Yeah,
the media needs to lay off him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is because this guy's 15, and yes, you have it. So, dude, for all we know, Miles Russell in 4 years can be done. He doesn't want to play golf anymore.
Yeah.
Or
you could say the same thing about.
Yeah, and then Charlie Woods could do where he's all of a sudden peaks. They're 15, and
I mean, those kids are
matter.
Those kids are good.
Yeah, but look at Marcus Jordan. You guys probably don't even know who Marcus Jordan is, but it's Michael Jordan's kid. Michael Jordan's kids, they weren't very good at basketball. I think one went and played. I think Marcus Jordan played at Illinois for a little bit.
Yeah, he's at Illinois.
But it's just undue pressure on him, and it's he's just going to make it bad. And I think not only is it not fair to Charlie Woods, but it's also not fair to those other guys, right? I mean, Miles Russell got his shot here, but nobody's talking about Miles Russell until he gets on the Corn Ferry Tour. So it's I don't know.
Talk about YouTube golf a little bit. I'm a Grant Horvat fan. I just think the dude's super cool guy, and that Miles Russell was on his channel and striped it. I mean, just put on a show. And you talked about some stuff that kind of lingered in my brain, but I don't let it affect me, with dimples on the golf ball and how that affects putts and stuff. And I just I can't think about it anymore because I like the way I look at it. So just some cool stuff. And the kid that's where I noticed him from. And so he's kind of familiar to me in that sense. But I agree with the whole thing is you can't put all this pressure, not necessarily saying that they're listening to the Tip It Out podcast and that we're just bullying the hell out of these kids saying whatever, but no, when I was 15 years old, what I knew about the game of golf and what I could do with the game of golf was probably what these kids were doing at 6 years old, not even comparison. And kid goes out to a Corn Ferry event, which is elite still.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good golf, and is making a cut and making a top 25 is insane.
Yeah.
As a 15-year-old.
Well, I mean, it's just a different breed. Those kids are a different breed anymore. I mean, I did an internship down at Southern Hills in Tulsa, and the director of golf there, his son was playing in this U.S. Open qualifier. Well, when I was doing my internship down there, this kid was 8, and he's 15 now, and he's just got, and Blake even saw his swing. It's just a
effortless,
powerful. athletic swing at 15. He went and shot 75 in the qualifier. And it's like, you're playing in a U.S. Open qualifier at 15 and shoot 75. Like, you're going in the right direction. But then Charlie Woods is out there at 15, and there's 20 media members following him, waiting for him to mess up. Like, it's just too much pressure on a kid that doesn't really deserve it. Like, it's not his fault. Tiger's his dad. But absolutely cool to see these 15 and 16-year-olds like do some stuff in the Korn Ferry PGA Tour, considering we only really ever saw it in the LPGA.
True.
So it's kind of cool. It's cool to see. Quick, real just popped in my head. Any chance Nelly Korda, goes over into a PGA Tour event and gives it a shot to see where she's at? I think who did that?
Did it like last year, didn't she?
Was it last year or a couple years ago?
I think it was last year. Lexi did it.
But it's cool. I like seeing that little crossover stuff. I don't like what the European Tour does, though. Have you seen their stuff sometimes? They're like, it's like they have two separate tournaments going on, but like the women are playing and the men are playing, and like the men and the women are in the same group sometimes, and it's just weird how it all is. But cool stuff happened in golf. So, in other news, Noah, you probably know the most about this. Spring game was last weekend? Nebraska spring game?
Yeah.
So, initial reactions from you guys, I have hardly seen anything. At this point, I'm kind of just trying to stay mellow, not to drink some Kool-Aid, and the less I see, the less Kool-Aid I drink. So I just haven't really seen a whole lot. But go ahead. What did you see? What stood out to you for the spring game?
I only watch highlights. I don't watch the full thing because I get bored of it. So I'm just being honest. So yeah, the highlights, I'm rock hard. So it's pretty legit. I think we're in a good place, but we're always off-season champions. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't try to take too much out of a spring game just because, I mean, there's some funky things going on. We didn't have a lot of our defense playing. But you can't not. I mean, when you have that much hype as a freshman quarterback coming in as a 5-star, and everything that surrounds Dylan Raiola, I thought he looked. I think the biggest compliment you can almost give him is he looked like he'd been there before. Like, he didn't look like a freshman that was a little shaky or anything like that. I mean, he went 18 for 22 in the first half with like a couple of touchdowns. Did have one interception off of the guy's hands, but that's to be expected. But didn't really play much the second half. But no, I mean that was really cool to see, and I just don't have too much to say about it. I mean, Matt Rule's got us in the right direction. That's all I care about. Is want to see us keep improving and finally show it on the field, hopefully this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like what you said about how he didn't look like he looked like he'd been there before, and like I think some of that just came from the confidence. Like, he just looked confident. Like, I mean, it wasn't I don't know the word, it's slipping my tongue, but like it wasn't in ignorance, I guess I could say. Like, a lot of those guys come out as freshmen, they're like cocky, and they try to make so many passes that they can't make. So like, yeah, they're confident, but they're overly confident, right? And you see like Dylan Raiola, like he never seemed like he was trying too much. And I just watched the highlights as well, so I could be completely wrong. But he just looked confident and he looked kind of poised for the most part. Like you said, he's been there before. I'm always
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm always just, I don't like watching the spring game that much because it's like when you're playing against your own team, it's like, oh my God, offense looks great. But is our defense that bad? Or, I always hate kind of doing that. Like, I just want to see us, go off on another team to where it could be like, it doesn't matter if their defense is just that bad. It's not our defense. So it's always just a toss up on spring games. So
I think it's something where you tell your defense that you have to be playing at 50 to 75%, and you tell your offense that, like, hey, you guys need to show something here. Like, you guys are battling for position type deal.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Rule said that he wanted it to be a shootout. Like he wanted to show. I mean, obviously you don't show much in the spring game, but he wanted to show that we were going to pass it more this year and kind of be a little more like that on offense. But like I said, a lot of our top defenders didn't play. I don't think like any of our defensive line played like our starters, but Blake will like this. But I don't know if you saw, but the Kansas City Chiefs defensive back coach was there with his son on a recruiting visit, and he literally said that Rilo looked like Patrick Mahomes.
Well, they're the same quarterback coach, but
I
mean it's insane.
And after the game, Rilo was literally like, "Yeah, I'm gonna finish finals, and then I'm gonna head down to Kansas City and work out with Patty."
It's insane.
Yeah.
Same haircut,
same
number,
too, yeah.
like the way dude, that one pass that's
he's got to be bigger
to the
in person,
corner of the end zone. He's big.
The one
like
that
I think he's about the same size as Mahomes, isn't he? Like he's probably 6'4", 6'3".
He could be. He literally had this one.
Yeah, I'm 6'2", and he was like maybe a hair taller than me.
There was the one pass
like 5'11"
down the middle.
Yeah,
down the middle that he just sat back there nonchalant, just like did that little flick thing, and just kind of like flick with the Scotty slide behind him, and I was just like, oh my god. It's fucking Patrick Mahomes.
The one he threw to the back corner of the end zone that went.
That's what
was like.
That
how
one
the hell
was
did that get there?
So good too.
I think his playmaking ability, even though he's not fast, but I think he just knows the game so well, which is what's crazy for a freshman quarterback, and he just knows how to move around in the pocket and knows knows the game.
The thing that I would say is better is that his little brother is not like Jackson, so that's
his little brother
it's a huge.
Gonna be better than he is.
His little brother's gonna be a sick little lefty.
But I think the thing I'm most excited about is the culture. You know, I was actually, and I'm glad I'll admit that I was wrong on this, but I was actually not opposed to a Deion Sanders hire before Matt Rule. Like if it happened, it happened. Like, I don't know. I wasn't opposed to it. I'm incredibly happy that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But you look at all those like Colorado fans were like, oh, we got our guy, like when it happened, and he's just not a good dude. And he's just running people out, and I'd hate to be Colorado fan.
He's throwing shots at ex-players on Twitter, which is like
all
not
he cares
okay.
All he cares about is his sons.
Yeah,
well, his own brand too is the big thing.
Yeah, and so I'm just excited to see like that we've built a culture. Like people don't want to go to Colorado. Like they could start winning national championships, and I still think it would be hard to recruit just on how big of an asshole he is, honestly. But I'm glad that we built a culture because it's, to me, like Matt Rule seems like a guy you want to play for, or a guy you don't want to play. Like he's going to have his guys. It seems like he can do more with less because of how he can get people to buy in, right? Like, which is fine. Like we're going to get more recruits, but even when we don't get recruits, those guys are going to strap in every single game and be ready to go. Like, you know, if we die, we die, and these players are going to die for him. But those players at Colorado aren't going to die for Deion. They don't care. So it's fun to see a culture be built and actually see a foundation. It's kind of like with Hoiberg. You know, we saw it finally come to fruition this year with he got his guys, he had his culture built, and you saw the success that it can bring. And it's not like we had, 6 5-stars out there. He just got his guys and got his culture, and hopefully we can start seeing that with football too.
Which I'm jacked for some of these basketball recruits that we got.
Transfers.
The transfers, yeah.
I mean, and that's like almost just like Brenden said. Like none of the transfers jump out on paper to you. Like, hey, like that guy, like is gonna be amazing. Like that guy, but like. They just quietly were all solid additions. Like they seem to just be like a part of his culture, a part of what we need, and they like plug holes. It honestly, and I know we weren't great 2 years ago, but it kind of reminds me of 2 years ago. And we got Bandamel and Greasel and those guys that like none of those guys were like, holy shit, Nebraska got those guys, but they were like just solid players that really, and those guys are really what turned the culture around. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it goes back to that saying, you're only as strong as your weakest link. I mean, you got 2 5-stars and everybody else is terrible. Like, they're going to stop the 2 5-stars. But I think Fred does a good job of, hey, here's our weakness. Here's where we need to get better. Let's go get the guys that are going to fill that role and not make that a weakness anymore. You know, like we needed probably some rim protection, and we didn't. I don't know if I haven't seen enough on that guy from Washington, but I don't think he's going to be a guy that's going to go out and get 15 and 10 for you. But he's going to go out, and I think he's going to fill a backup role and
I don't know if he'll be.
minutes.
I don't know if he'll be a backup anymore with Rank being out for all next season.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, he's going to go in and he's going to get the job done. He's going to fill a role, and he's just got a bunch of good players that are going to go fill a role and get the job done. And it's just, I think that's almost more fun to watch than trying to watch one guy carry the team. I mean, we had Bryce McGowan's for a while, and he was fun to watch, but
he's hurt too.
I mean, I don't know. I'd rather see a whole team.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be like, hey, like, if this guy doesn't get 25, like, we have no shot. You want it to be like, even like last year, like when Casey was not shooting well, I mean, you had like Bryce would have good games, like Gary would play a role.
CJ was off for a while.
All these other guys, so like, I like that. And honestly, though, and I know we don't have like that guy, but Bryce Williams, I saw a couple people on Twitter. I don't think that we're Nebraska fans. I just think they were national guys talking about him being a candidate for Big Ten Player of the Year, like not like their favorite, but like a guy who, and I think without Casey and him kind of being the focal point of our offense, that he could really take a big next step next year. I think that's where we'll look for a lot of our offense from. But
yeah, I think he's definitely, I don't know, I like to see the ball in his hand, but I think he definitely is better off ball, or at least starting the possession off ball. Bringing in,
he's not a point guard now.
Yeah, but
you
I know.
don't want him to bring it down.
A lot of times when he was starting or initiating the offense, like I think he's just better off coming off the screen and then squaring up and then making a quick move, whether that's to the hole or a quick step back or get to mid range. And I think bringing in those more of a true point guards is kind of where I was getting, because we didn't really have one last year, so he kind of had to maybe play that every once in a while. I mean, Jamarcus was fine, but we didn't have that true point. And I think next year having a true point guard where he can go get down the court, get set up in the offense and come off a screen or something, I think he could really shine there too. But I don't know, between him and Gary, I mean, those two, I think them staying can actually almost benefit us more 5 years down the road than next year, just because like Greasel and Bandamel and Derek Walker setting a foundation, like these guys are continuing to set that culture, and hopefully it just kind of keeps going. But any transfer that you're incredibly excited about, Noah, or just kind of everything as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, when we first started off, I was kind of uneasy, to be honest. I was like, we're missing on some of our guys, not like some of our guys, but like we're not getting any of the top names to come visit. Like a lot of these guys maybe were a little bit underwhelming, but I think as the whole transfer class took shape, you saw us plugging in guys that are proven Power 5 players. Like they weren't the star, obviously, but like they're proven Power 5 players that fill needs to center around. I think your two guys, like you said, Jawan and Bryce, Bryce will be our best player, and Gary will be the heart and soul of our team, like he was last year. But I mean, you just got those guys. I'm interested to see though. Nobody I'm super excited for. I'm glad we finally got a rim protector, 7-footer that in the Big Ten we all know that you need that. And then we kind of filled our shooting need with Connor Sejan. My verdict's still out on him, though. I'm not sure how he'll do.
About him.
But I still think we need a shooting guard. We have 2 scholarships left. We don't really have one. Connor's kind of one, but he hasn't really proven himself through. Obviously, he was really good as a freshman. But I don't know if he can.
Last year he was dealing with a back injury, which kind of got him out of the rotation at Wisconsin. But I'm excited for him. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Casey, like, you got to get some of that back, right? And obviously he's not going to be Casey, but if he could just be a more efficient CJ Wilcher, I think that would just be incredible for the team.
CJ was efficient.
He'd go cold for 5 or 6 games, though, I guess. I mean, I just more consistent. Like, I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but I'm excited for the team. It's always weird when you kind of go into the next season and you got to like refresh yourself on and get used to who's who and everything, since there's a lot of turnover. But yeah, I'm excited for the season. Hopefully, just with everything, I think Nebraska as a whole, as a university, just has to be happy kind of where everything is. Unless you're Harper Murray, then you got to figure some stuff out. So
actually, speaking of that, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a whole Power 5 thing, I think. But it like takes all the sports out of university and like compiles them all together, and then has like a ranking on like it's like a Chancellor's Cup or something. I don't remember what it was called, but Nebraska like hadn't been in the top 20 or top 25 or something like for like ever, or like not ever, but like at least since they joined the Big Ten. I can't remember exactly, but we're number 7 in the whole country right now.
Oh shit!
And that like includes that like everything like track and field. Everything.
Does it include bowling?
I don't think so, since it's a unified sport, but we'd definitely be number 1 if it did. Because if y'all didn't know, Nebraska's women's bowling team is the greatest of all time. Just so But
yeah, did you also see we just won like the national championship in accounting?
No.
Yeah,
our rifle team's really good too.
Our rifle team is really good. We beat like Air Force and
we beat like the Army like every year. I'm just like, how is this happening?
Yeah, is this a problem?
Yeah. Do I feel unsafe right now?
Yeah. Like, I guess I'm going to the University of Nebraska if we ever have war on campus or in the United States. I'm trying to see if I can find that tweet real quick. It wasn't that long ago. Will Compton tweeted it out.
Oh,
but I think
you got a lot of tweets to go through then.
I know. It wasn't too long ago though. But yeah, I think Nebraska accounting won the national champion. I think Will said something like accounting school or something like that. But yeah, but I was thinking too. Oh yeah, right here. Meet your back-to-back accounting national champions, brick by fucking brick. Nobody does accounting like Nebraska. But yeah, two-time national competition winner. So accounting's going off. We got bowling going off, rifle, basketball makes the tournament. Football's got Dylan. Everything's just in a good. Baseball's doing okay.
Okay, they were like one of the best teams in the Big Ten.
They're tied for first in the Big Ten, but they also lose stupid games.
But they lost today, so I don't think they're tied first anymore.
They're a game back, but they just can't win midweek games.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I think
had a no the other day too. Actually,
first no since like 1954 or something. That was against K-State for you, Blake. Emaw. But no, all in all, I'm excited for. I mean, there's just a lot of good things coming up. A lot of fun golf tournaments. A lot of Nebraska sports. Hopefully, trending in the right direction until game 1, and then we spill all of our Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but 2 weeks until PGA too. So
yeah, are you guys? I think we've talked about it a little bit. I think we're wanting to do another little pool
Really cool.
Maybe even do something the exact same did, because I think people enjoyed it. Otherwise, we can try to do something maybe a little different, maybe a little more fun. But I don't know if we can come up with anything. But one way or the other, I think we'll do something. I think people are enjoying that.
Yeah, we'll do pool, we'll do picks, and then we'll just do some show off some of our merch too. So
yeah, maybe do something fun with that. Do you guys want to touch on your little captions before we all close it out?
Go ahead, Noah.
You go first, Blake.
Speed and read, baby. It's kind of something Brenden and I were talking about during the qualifier. Us arm lock guys over here. It's just about the speed. As long as you got the read, you're making a putt with the arm lock. There's a sick hole at the qualifier that it was like we were on the green and went on the high side. It was like it's a hole that's tough. Just a green concept. And we're just like, I mean, yeah, you're lagging it close.
It's a two-tiered green.
It's like it's all
we
about
missed on the top tier, and Penn was in the bottom tier.
But
it was probably a 20-footer.
And like you just
probably 4 feet.
Talked about where we wanted to see it start and what we thought it was going to do.
I look at Blake and I go, "This is just a lag, right?" He goes, "Yes, it's just a lag. If it goes in, we're ecstatic." And so we got up there, all right. And I was like, "We had this putt yesterday, whatever. We'll figure it out." And he goes, "Yep, just speed and read, baby." And then I just drain this
20-footer.
I mean, we just started laughing at that point because the hole before I made like a 15-footer for par.
For par. Just gotta get it started. Speed and read.
So, but yeah. What about you, Noah? Times 4.
My times 4 is specifically related to Brooks Koepka. We'll talk about it a little more next week, but he just won his 4th live event. It's a times 4, and then as we've been saying, 2 weeks is the PGA Championship. He just won his time before the PGA Championship.
Yep.
Shot 764 to win. For those of you who don't know, he's right now a 3-time winner of the PGA Championship. So times 4. He's in good form. He's embarrassed from the Masters. My top five bet will be on Brooks Koepka. So
I'm telling you right here, right now, that he is my one and done pick for the PGA Championship.
Just watch out.
Yeah, I still have him too. I might have to pick him. But so
all right, Brenden.
Huh?
What's yours?
You already did it.
Oh yeah, mine was the Alex Noren.
I
will say.
I thought your another one was going to be another for the brand Trexon getting the PGA dub this week.
That's true. The brand is hot. The brand has a lot of good like the mid guys like are all Strixon. Like all the sneaky picks are all Strixon. So the brand's going off for sure. But I will say today when I played, I had I guess it's not really a bucket list, but you can cross. It's a first off for me today. And out of all the times I played golf, I've never holed out from a bunker. And today I holed out a bunker shot for the first time and made birdie. And so I tell you what, there's nothing more satisfying than holing out a bunker shot. Like I feel like you can chip in whenever and it's just nonchalant, whatever. But like holing a bunker shot, just that nice little splash, land on the green and roll. It's pretty nice. So that was exciting. Sometimes they release those like 20 things on Twitter or whatever. Like, how many of these have you done in golf? And I always see like the hole out from a bunker. And I'm like, fuck, I've never holed out from a bunker. But happened today. And I only shot 74 today with 2 penalty strokes. So I'm getting better.
You're muted. Didn't hear you.
Yeah. Oh, well, I said I shot 92 today.
Yeah.
No penalty strokes. 15 putts. But nope, a lot of fun things coming up, guys. Get that merch out. We'll figure out something for the PGA Championship, and hopefully maybe we'll get Noah starting us a TikTok, and he'll send us some mountain air stuff, and then we'll just keep it going. So
yeah.
more we can do get more viewers and have some more fun. So,
like and subscribe.
Yeah, we never say that. Never.
Need it. Need it.
Yeah, please help us. We're struggling. Like and subscribe.
My family hasn't eaten
follow
in
the
months.
Instagram, please. Please follow the Instagram. We need a bigger pot in our next pool.
We're begging.
So follow the Instagram.
Nice talking again, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll try again next week or something, do a PGA preview, and we'll go from there. So,
heck yeah.
all right, boys.
Perfect.
Later.
Later.